Hello everyone, my name is Erin. Welcome back to my channel and finding your path to your best emotional and physical health. If you like what you hear, don't forget to subscribe or share this video with somebody else that you think might need this information. And also don't forget to download your 5 free videos on the keys to mental and physical health. Today's topic is going to be a short one. I just wanted to kind of go over a little bit of a summary of what the video series on developmental trauma was about and just kind of summarize that. For those of you that haven't watched it and just choose to watch this one to kind of get an idea of what's going on, that's great. And you can pick which ones you're interested in learning more about based off of this. So without further ado, let's get into today's topic. So if you've been watching the series, you know that developmental trauma is this figuring out how to heal the environmental failures through the integration of the self and improving bodily regulation. And when the integration of the self is disrupted by childhood trauma, sometimes it causes ruptures in relationships, causes ruptures in the sense of self, affects self-esteem, thought patterns, behaviors, all of that. So when people can kind of identify some of their developmental traumas, they can kind of heal them and move through them. And through the treatment, they can learn about themselves and how they've perpetuated their original environmental failures and kind of maintained those patterns into that sense of self. So we went through the 5 styles and their survival styles because they worked when the person was young and they had difficulty. And now that they're older, presumably an adult, those survival styles no longer serve them and cause problems likely in their relationships or at work or things like that. So the connection types, they through treatment are going to learn that their isolating and life denying has really become a problem for them. They are also then going to learn to acknowledge their own needs and fully accept those needs and live more into their bodies. The attunement types, they learn how to deny their own needs. That's what they do. They just denied their needs for a long time, and they learn to accept that they have needs and how to express those effectively and get them fulfilled as much as they can. Trust types, they learn how they betray the trust of others and themselves, and they learn how to give up control and learn that healthy interdependency and to ask for support in a healthy way. Autonomy types, they learn how they pressure and judge themselves based on their traumas, and they develop their own personal sense of self and authority, setting limits for themselves. Love and sexuality types learn a lot about self-acceptance because their self-acceptance in the past has been based on looks and performance. So they have to figure out how to open themselves up to life and their hearts to love from others. So healing developmental trauma is a little bit of a different treatment path. For those of you that don't know, if you're a therapist and you're watching this and you're trying to get an idea of how to help these people, you are going to figure out that developmental trauma is very different than shock trauma. Shock trauma is those things that cause that fight, flight, or freeze response, and sometimes those are integrated into developmental trauma as well, but developmental trauma is much more like the disruptions between the caregivers or the family unit and the person. So with working with both, the most successful clinicians are going to, of course, work with top-down approaches on identity distortions and shame and pride identifications. And those are going to be some of your developmental trauma stuff. Then they're also going to work from the bottom up, which they are going to address the nervous system deregulation and some of those fight, flight, or freeze things that may be triggered in the current environment. With patience and time, healing from these things is possible. Sometimes people get a little bit frustrated because healing developmental trauma takes a significant amount of time because of the embedded nature of the issues and the habits that people have formed from a long period of behaving in that way, that they take a long time to heal. So for those people that are ready to make significant changes in their lives, they really can do it. There is hope to do things differently and really learn. I always tell clients that they may have some of those residual patterns maybe crop up from time to time, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. They cannot expect perfection and that everything is going to be totally fixed and they're going to be a totally different person, because that's not realistic either. So hopefully these little ideas will help people understand that there is hope in healing from developmental trauma, and that it just takes a little bit of time and patience. Thanks, and have a great day. Also, don't forget to subscribe for more videos.